What is going on with you, YouTube? This is Regular Dave coming at you with another video. Yes, GTA 5 news. What you're going to be looking at are screens, newer screens. I've never put these up. I know a lot of you guys haven't seen them, and they're actually all dope because they know how to show off their game. But to the meat of the matter, man, I've been scouring the internet for the last couple weeks, man. There's a lot of information on GTA, and I wanted to bring you guys some pretty interesting points. I guess quite a few people, or the bigger companies, IGN, Kotaku, a couple other places, got to go check it out straight. They didn't get hands-on, but they got to see the game live and in action, and they let out a lot of news. I know some of you guys know it, but some of you guys don't, so I'm about to break it down of the things I found to be important. One, I was wondering this question myself. I had a question of, why is this GTA 5? You know what I mean? GTA 3 came out, then we have Vice City, then we had San Andreas. We didn't get GTA 4 into the next generation, so we thought the number was associated to the generation of the console. But that's not the case. They stated the reason why this game has a number and why it's GTA 5 is because, one, there's two reasons. One, the 3-character system is a game changer, and they feel like it's it's number worthy, basically. That in itself, they would have added the number 5 to the game instead of making it, GTA Los Santos or whatever. And the second reason is something that I had no clue of. They were kind of really calling this game this, but they said this is a heist game. And that's new to GTA, that they kind of have that type of theme to it. So that's why it's getting a number. And we'll talk about the heist right now. All right. They said it's going to be 5 to 6 major heists that you have to set up through different missions. So, you're going to be doing different missions with the 3 characters, and they're all going to end. And, basically the finale of those missions is going to be a heist. So that's why they're calling it a heist game. Now, one thing they said, you're going to have a lot of choices how to set up these heists. There's going to be more than one way to do things, which is going to be awesome. You know what I mean? That's what I've been begging for GTA. And that's what they're bringing to us. So, my Let's Play is going to be different than somebody else's. Also, it's going to give the game maximum replay value, because you're going to be saying, yo, I did it this way this time. I wonder if I did it this way. Would it be easier? Would it be harder? So you're going to probably want to play through it a couple times. And switching back and forth from characters, we're going to get to that too. All right. They talked about the size of the game, all the sites that I read, because I collected information from a bunch of places and just mashed it all up into things I found to be interesting. How big the game is. They're saying what they said before, and I was like, there's no way this could be true, but yes, bigger than San Andreas, GTA 4, and Red Dead Redemption combined. That's still insane. The size of the game is crazy, including the ocean floor and the underwater. They talked about how there's sharks and stuff in the game. Sharks will appear on the radar if they're gonna maybe attack you. All kinds of craziness. They said the ocean floor is gonna be insane. So this game is massive, man. I really can't even think about how big it's gonna be. All right, what else did they say? All right, switching between characters, how it works. They gave an instance when they was watching. Basically, when they switch characters, the screen kind of panned out, and then kind of like left the globe, kind of not left the globe, but panned out, and then kind of zoomed in to the character that you were choosing. Now, what they wanted to stress is that while you're not choosing a character, theoretically they're still supposed to be living their life. They're still supposed to be, just because you're not controlling them doesn't mean they weren't doing anything. They were just laying in bed, like, like the Ballad of Gay Tony or something, like you saving the game and getting out of bed. No, they said in a particular instance they were using Michael, switched to Trevor. When they switched to Trevor, he was like laying on the river with just his underwears on, his tighty whities. He had blood on his chest, and there were a bunch of dead bikers around him from the Lost Bike Club. So apparently he went on a mass murdering spree, and they did say he is the most psychopathic character ever to grace GTA. And that's saying a lot, man. We had some crazy people, but they said by far he's the most psychopathic character ever in GTA. So just imagine you pan to him and he's laying on the river with blood on his chest and his drawers and people is dead all over the place. That means what happened before you got there. Yeah, man, that's the feel they're trying to give it, and that sounds hot. All right. They also wanted to really stress the fact that this is not a co-op game. Just because there's 3 characters, this is still a single-player experience. They're going to have the multiplayer, but that's going to be independent of the storyline. So you won't be able to play through this with your friends and think that, you know, you can control one guy and your friend can control another. That's not going down. All right, what else are they talking about? I got bullet points here. They did put a big emphasis on the flexibility of how missions will play out. I guess it's gonna be variables and different things that could possibly happen depending on how you set it up, or, you know, I don't know what this means, but it just said big emphasis on flexibility on how missions will play out. And that's huge to me. Replay value is always great. And the fact that I don't have to be linear. I don't have to do things one way to finish a mission is going to be awesome. I can do it my way. It might be the crackhead way, but I'll do things my way. All right. The character switching. That's what I was worried about. That's one thing when I first heard about the 3 characters. How is that going to work exactly? They said that the character switch is in real time. There was actually an instance where they were a character, fired a rocket, switched to another character before that rocket actually hit the ground. So it's going to be a real-time character switch. I don't think there's going to be some load screen. I'm sure the game has to load somewhat, but some load screen pop up and we're going to have to wait. They said real-time character switching. So that, I mean, sounds like it's going to be seamless, and that's what we're going to need for that to be effective. All right. Another big point, you can customize the character's hairstyle, tattoos, and clothes, but it has to fit within the character as well as their attributes. And we'll talk about attributes later. That's a game changer as well. But you can customize the character's hairstyle, tattoos, and clothes. So this game is going to take it back to like San Andreas, where you could, you know, change the guys, but you can't, you know, it's not going to be a Saints Row where you got the guy walking around with, you know what I mean, a pimp coat on and a green wig. Nah, it's going to fit to each character. And that's cool, man, because, you know, I want to keep it within the story, but I also want some customization, and they're going to bring that to us. All right. Each character is an independent character. They have their own bank account, different properties. So you might have a meal in the bank with Michael or Franklin or Trevor, and, you know what I mean, $100,000 with somebody else. It's going to be, you know, each character is going to be independent to, you know, whatever you're doing with them. So that's cool. They're trying to, you know, switch it up, get the game a little variety. That's cool. Now, here's a big one. Each character has a special ability. And this is, you know, this is brand new to GTA. We've never heard that before. That's never happened in a series that I know about. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. They said Michael's good with guns. Franklin's good at driving. Trevor's good at raging because he's a psychopath. So they said Michael can slow down time in gunfights. We already know what we think about when we hear about slowing down time. Max Payne, bullet time. I don't know the extent, but they said he can slow down time. Franklin can slow down time in driving situations. That's going to be hot, man. Car chase, and you can slow down the time, man. It's going to be cinematic. It's going to be sick. All right. Franklin can slow down. Oh, no. We already talked about Franklin. Trevor goes into a melee rage because he's a psychopath. So a melee rage, I can imagine he just could just beat the crap out of people. That's just going to be, man, I can't wait, man. We know that's going to be insane. All right, I got one more bullet point, and this was pretty big to me because it kind of always irked me in the other Grand Thefts. That is the police range. You know, you could either get your stars down by getting out of the circle and running from the police, or you could hide within the circle, within the police circle, and stay out of the line of sight, and you could still get away. They won't automatically know where you are like in the past, and that's great. Because I always thought like, yo, how does police officer know where I'm at? You know what I mean? Nobody saw me dip over here. But no, you can get away still within a circle. Of course, they're going to be looking for you, scouring places. But if they don't got a line of sight and they ain't see you, you could still lose them. That's cool. All right. There's other info. You guys can check the net too. But those are the major points because I haven't heard, you know, but when I was reading this, I was like, oh, man, this is new to GTA. And game's shaping up, man. I ain't got to say no more about it. I don't even got to advertise the game. That game get dropped with no advertising. It's going to sell like hotcakes and it's going to be hot. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you heard any game changers, what do you think the best thing all the info I dropped, the best thing out of that? I say the flexibility of the missions, being able to do them different ways. I think that's the best part because that's going to keep the story fresh. And I said, you guys always know that I talk about, you know, at times you feel like an errand boy in GTA, but this time you're actually working towards a point. You're doing missions to complete a heist and you can get them done however you want. So that's going to be hot. I'll get at you guys another time. Peace.